Geminis, welcome. This is a general reading, so please only take the parts that resonate with you and leave the rest for somebody else. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can check out my channel. There's other dated and timeless readings for your sign. You can also check out your other chart placements if you happen to know what those are. If you don't know what your other chart placements are, it is a good thing to know, and you can if you know your information, you can get that pretty easily online. 2 5s here under this 8 of discs. It does look like you're working very hard. Your main energy here is this 8 of discs. So it looks like you're working very hard during this time. You're trying to create abundance and grow your skills in some way. There's been some conflict and either some financial restrictions, you feel left out in the cold, or you're having a lack of mentality where you feel like things are lacking and you're focused on what's missing instead of what's actually there to grow. But with this 8 of discs, I don't feel like you have a lack of mentality because I feel like you're working very hard. So let's see here. One more. Thank you. And the Knight of discs. You are taking some movement, some sure-footed movement forward to overcome some things. But the Knight of discs, he's the slowest moving of the knights, so this could take some time, and it might be because you're trying to be sure-footed. Just make sure you don't get caught up and end up in a state of hesitation because you don't know the right steps to take. For those of you who haven't seen me before, this is one of my longer readings, so these are your main energies coming in. This will be your timeline. I'll lay the first set of cards, give a brief description. We'll clarify, things will get a little bit more clear. We'll pull some oracle cards, and then we'll do best actions for you to take. Then we'll do best actions for sun, moon, rising separately. And then we will do a pick a card where you can ask a question at the end. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for all of your likes and comments and subscribes. It has been absolutely wonderful. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you here, and I hope you'll consider subscribing. Okay, we do have the King of Wands, and sorry, my dogs are going crazy. Someone must be here. Okay, there's a King of Wands coming into this, and I really don't feel like that's your own energy there. Oh, could be. This could be a couple situation. I'm kind of getting, there's looking for stability between you and another person. I'm not sure whose is which energy. There's a masculine and feminine match here. A very passionate, strong energy. I was feeling the masculine off this really strongly. Now I'm feeling the feminine off this very strongly. I'm not sure which one is your energy here, but it looks like there's a desire for some kind of stability between the two of you in this timeline. Or maybe you're looking for a commitment between the two of you. That could be it too. Maybe there's a commitment, or maybe there's a commitment being made. So this is going to end up taking you to a transition into success here. Let's see. That's too many. Knight of Swords. Some lifestyle changes that you're heading towards that look like are going to take you to success. And there's the Nine of Wands, which talks about a time of recovery, okay? That's what I consider the recovery card. Some people call it the Wounded Warrior card. I see it as a recovery card because you could be recovering from a lot of things. You could be recovering from finances. You do have this Pentacle energy here. You could be recovering from physical health, an emotional situation, any type of recovery, okay? The Nine of Wands usually shows up in my reading for. And that's great because I see the Six of Swords here. I like to see the Six of Swords and the Six of Wands together. This tells me this is a necessary transition for you, and it's a transition into success. You're going to take action or communication towards something. You may have been experiencing some mental health or mental anguish, suffering of some kind, maybe anxiety, insomnia, depression. There's been some romantic movement. The Druid can indicate marriage, engagement, babies, but it talks about an ascension upwards. That it's the Hierophant card. Sorry about that. It talks about moving upwards, ascending upwards, learning, growing. You're trying to manifest. This is the Justice card. It's called the Web in this deck. Either a Libra or some kind of justice into a situation. You may have been in hermit mode a little bit here, but you want that family, you want that tradition, you want that abundance in a time to build a legacy here on earth that you can be proud of. All right, let's see here. Let's get some clarifying cards. I feel like there's a lot going on. I'm trying to figure out. All right, let's get some. Let's do some clarifying because there's some odd energies coming off this. So the King of Wands is being clarified by the Seven of Cups. Yeah, and the Seven of Cups can talk a lot about commitment issues, not knowing what's in your cups, not knowing what cups to take, which ones to let go of. I do feel like this might be your energy here, but we'll see when we get to the Queen of Wands. Being uncertain, okay? I see the Seven of Cups as a time of confusion, all right? Not knowing what you want to commit yourself to and what you don't. Let's see what that for this is. The Three of Wands. Yeah, you're looking to... Three of Wands is one of my favorite cards. It talks about looking out and figuring out how you want to expand yourself, the kind of future you want to live, the kind of future you want to build, and, you know, trying to head out in those directions. And it looks like the future that you want to build is something stable, something grounded, something, you know, you can rely on. I'm getting rely on. Yeah, and this is a transition into success, okay? And I do feel like this is a relationship. Let me see if I can get one more on that Seven of Cups and King of Wands. It doesn't, you know, for each of you, this might be different. For some of you, you may be the masculine. Some of you may be the feminine energy in this situation. The Six of Pentacles. Which could talk about, again, that stability, that balance. The Four of Pentacles also talks about balancing, stability, equal give and take in a relationship. And I do feel like this is about a relationship for you guys here. So it's looking for that equal give and take. It's also looking for abundance in some sort of way. And I feel like you're having trouble committing to, and I feel, yeah, I do. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're having trouble committing, deciding what cups is going to bring you that, if that makes sense to you. All right, let's see what we're working hard on. 8 of Discs, please. You're working very hard on trying to choose your path. That's interesting. It's like there's two paths for you. And maybe it's because you want to take one path, but you know you have to work hard to take that path. Or the other, and maybe there's a new path and an old path, and you want to take the new path, but it requires some work beforehand. Okay, there's a path opening up to you that seemingly you're working very hard to be able to take. 5 of Swords. The Seven of Pentacles. Again, that's another card for working very hard. So you're feeling defeated. There's been conflict in... There's been some kind of situation that has played out that you're trying to overcome here, it seems like. But it's got you feeling a little bit defeated. Okay, whatever this conflict was. There could have been bullying. There could have been abuse. There could have been those types of things. But at the minimum, there's been strong conflict, okay? But you're working very hard to overcome that. The Seven of Pentacles is a success card, but it's delayed success. So it's talking about continuing to work very hard to achieve that success. It's like you've planted the seeds. You're waiting for it to grow, okay? And this might tie into choosing that path, okay? So let's see what this 5 of Discs is then. The King of Pentacles. So this might have something to do with resources, all right, and abundance. This may actually have something to do with money. Or somebody you see as your King of Pentacles. And maybe an earth sign. And one more. 1 second, sorry. That's 2 more 5s that have popped out for you. That's all of the 5s right there. And again, with the conflict. So you have the 5 of Cups, which talks about loss, grief, regret as well. The 5 of Wands talks about obstacles and challenges. The 5 of Discs talks about being left out in the cold. The 5 of Swords talks about conflict, bullies, things like that. And the 7 of Swords also talks about usually the 7 of Swords comes in when it's a group of people in my readings and you're feeling outnumbered in some way. I'm going to throw these back in because I'm not going to take those, but having all 4 5s is a very difficult situation. Okay, so you're taking new movement here. There's been movement that you're taking. You've put a lot of thought. The Page of Swords is what I consider the investigator of the group. There's a lot of thought put into something with the Page of Swords. That's how he gets his messages across, is through really investigating a situation, doing the detective work. It brings about a new stable opportunity for you, okay? And the Knight of Discs can also be considered the husbandry card because he offers the most stable of relationships, long-term, solid relationship. So if it's talking about a relationship, this would be something that I feel like either you're offering or someone's offering you after some real thought has been put into a situation. It may be the two of you. After a lot of thought put in, this looks like something that there's going to be movement on. But if this is about career, there is a new career opportunity coming that you've put a lot of thought into, or possibly even learned. The Page of Discs or the Page of Swords can also talk about learning new skills. I feel like there's a restriction in your finances in some way, but I also feel like you've been left out in the cold in some way as well. Let's see what this 9 of Wands, what are we recovering from? Because it seems like you're going to need a lot of recovery because all 4 5s, I mean, 2 of them are in your reading. 2 of them came out on that side and that side message. So you're taking action on the recovery that you're doing. That's 2 8s for you as well. And there's a decision that you need to make that you may not be seeing very clearly, okay? Or some kind of decision that you need to make. In regards to your recovery and the actions and possibly communication I'm getting that you need to have. Let's see, what is this Knight of Swords? What are the lifestyle changes here? But you may not be seeing everything. A lot of times the 2 of Swords, it comes with a blindfold on. There's still a decision you have to make. And until you make that decision, the energy of the 2 of Swords sticks around. And it causes its own set of chaos from not making the decision. It's like it's there to push you to make the decision so that that energy can stop. And the decision can be made and you can move forward, okay? So it is important to make the decision. Yeah, and it does look like you make that decision with that Ace of Swords. You make a decision here. I feel like this is your decision, all right? But I feel like it's based on clarity and truth, and I feel like that comes from this Page of Swords and taking that blindfold off, okay? Doing that, investigating, and really looking at the situation for what it is. And it gives you the clarity and truth that you need to make that decision and move forward towards the lifestyle changes that you want here. 6 of Swords. There's 6 of Wands, please. 4 of Cups. Yeah, and you're going to transition out of that 4 of Cups feeling of being unfulfilled and discontent with things. Let's see. And you have the Hierophant here. Didn't that already show up for you somewhere? Again, this could talk about marriage, but it is talking about ascending upwards, learning, growing. And we see that you're learning and growing both in the recovery, this 8 of Discs and the 7 of Discs energy. You are learning and growing and ascending and making changes to get to a higher level. The High Priest, the Hierophant, is at a very high level of spirituality and wisdom, okay? So there's that in there for you. And you're taking movement here towards victory. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe this is turning into from something more passionate into something more stable, okay? Because it kind of goes from that fire energy into this earth energy. Maybe it was very passionate and unpredictable, and it's transforming into something more stable when the decision to commit is made. Yeah, and again, I feel like you're trying to get to that Ten of Pentacles, and there's that again as well. All right. Let's get you some oracle cards. Yeah, visualization. Again, I feel like that's going to help you. The visualization card often plays out with the Three of Wands. It's talking about sitting down, looking out, deciding what you want for your life, and beginning to make the commitments towards that. Once you decide and visualize what you want, start heading in that direction, okay? And that might be that Two of Swords energy coming in, the decisions you need to make. Positive expectations. Yeah, and I think along with that manifesting your future, you should have positive expectations for yourself and the way that things will turn out, okay? Like really visualize it coming out in a positive way. And that's part of how we manifest. Inner power. Yeah, trust what's within you. You have a lot of inner power and strength. Follow your dreams. And I feel like that's telling you to go ahead and follow what you want for your life here. Especially with this Three of Wands and this visualization. Follow what you want. Go for what you want. Financial constraints. Yeah, and that's what I was saying with this Five of Discs. For some of you, there's definitely some financial constraints going on, causing some issues. Adjacent possibilities. Yeah, and I do feel like you have different choices that need to be made, different opportunities and possibilities, different paths you could take in life. And it's time to make those decisions. And they might be difficult decisions, which is why you got to kind of sit there, visualize what you want, decide what you want, have the positive expectations, and really look for those answers within so you can transition into success onto a path that you want, okay? Door to personal healing and happiness. Yeah, I think it is time to open that door, heal, find your happiness, move towards that. The garden and the gate, it's almost saying the exact same thing again. Open the gate, open the door. There's all these doors, okay? You have all these doors on these cards here. All these gates and doors just coming out for you. Okay, even on the financial constraints, there's a door there, okay? And I feel like it's telling you, open that door. Don't be afraid to open the door and go through. Like, there's beautiful things on the other side. There's all these possibilities. This is full of light, okay? All kinds of light. This is full of abundance and blossoming new beginnings, okay? Same thing here. And there's a dove. It's leading you to peace, all right? So these are all beautiful cards for you. The World. Yeah, this is a completion to a lesson or goal for you of some kind. Get you an animal advice and then we'll do best actions. This is actually a very beautiful transition into something happy and successful, a transition through some things, really deciding what you want and being able to know that you can open that door and achieve that and complete that for your life. Dragon, supernatural. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Yeah, and I feel like you are rising above. Definitely. That. I'm just going to move these out of the way so we can do some best actions for you guys. Best actions for Geminis, please. Geminis. The Knight of Cups. Take that romantic movement. If there's new romantic movement coming in for you, or that King and Queen of Wands coming in, looks like it's a transition into success. Go ahead, take that romantic movement. It looks like it's something good for you. The Nine of Cups. This is your wishes coming true. There's wishes coming true during this time. I think it's trying to say it's safe to take those things, and that this is going to lead you to feeling emotionally well. Any more actions, please, for Geminis? The Eight of Swords. All right, so the Eight of Swords is an action card. Says you need to get out of your head. You need to get out of those thought loops, those negative thought loops that we create inside of our own minds. The Eight of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment in our mind. Some of you may be, excuse me, struggling with allowing your wishes to come true, or allowing yourself to take on this romantic movement. And I feel like it has something to do with this commitment issues and these positive expectations, okay? And your inner power in the doors, having too many possibilities, which is something that the Seven of Cups also talks about. There's so many different possibilities you could take. How do you know which is the right one? It's saying get out of your own head. You're in your own way, all right? So get out of those negative thought loops and go ahead and trust the situation, is basically what, and trust yourself. The Three of Swords. It's time to overcome any heartbreak that you have had and head towards this new, again, that passion, okay? Zest for life. Keep yourself in balance and moderation. Do the recovery work, and you'll find success and happiness and joy. All right. We're going to do best actions for Sun, Moon, Rising separately. Gemini. Okay. The Hanged Man. It talks about going within and looking for new perspectives. You may need to withdraw a little bit. It goes back to that inner power. Go within, look for the answers within, gain some perspective on the situation so you know what decisions that you need to make, okay, from a higher level of being able to understand it. Moon, the Six of Cups. This might have something to do with something that has nostalgic value to you. It could be a person that's been in your life for a long time. This could be something where it's making you deal with issues from your childhood or something like that. It's bringing out something. But I also feel like it's saying, you know, look for that equal give and take, even though that's not what the Six of Cups means. With that Six of Pentacles over here, I almost feel like it's about that balance again and that equal give and take of energy of some way. But also that this could be something that holds nostalgic value for you. The Page of Swords. Do the investigating, do the looking into the situation. Really stop and think and learn about things when you go to make this decision. Make sure you're making the right one. And the Five of Pentacles, sorry, is telling you, again, there's been some financial constraints or you felt left out in the cold. But there's renewed messages of passion and creativity coming in for you. And a new dedication here. Again, with that Eight of Swords, needing to get out of your own head. All right. We are going to do a pick a card. I said we would do a pick a card. So you go ahead and think of your question while I lay the cards down. Okay, go ahead, take a deep breath in. Release. and pick the card that feels right to you. I'll do the best I can to give you a yes or no answer. What I will do is give you a description of the card, and you can see how that fits into your question. So it'll require some of your own intuition here. The Queen of Discs, I say yes. She talks about luxury, gain, resourcefulness. It talks about independence, domestic pursuits. The Hermit, I say yes, but it requires a lot of introspection. Okay, this is one of those cards where you kind of got to go within to find the answer. But I say yes overall, unless you need to pull away from a situation, because that could indicate that. The Ten of Discs, absolutely yes. That talks about happiness, abundance, family, building the life that you want and desire. The King of Cups, I say yes. It talks about leading from a place of compassion and kindness and knowing your own true value. All right. Geminis, thank you so much for being here with me today. It's been a pleasure to do this reading for you, and I do hope that it finds you well. It looks like there are many doors opening up for you to choose from. And if you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. It really does help me out a lot. There are a couple of these decks linked down in the description box below for any of you who are interested in those. And until we meet again.